Nathan?
Brian.
Patrick?
Nathan?
Patrick?
Mary Jane? Mary Jane?
Bert?
Sheepdog Man? Patrick?
Drago?
Nathan?
Nightbeast.
Working on the Nightbeast. Trying to get some Nightbeast in my beast.
Some Nightbeast in my beast.
Don't criticize me. I'm gonna be a star. I'm gonna make it big.
That's what
Big
one
time.
guy said doing something in this movie. What?
Guys, we watched, I would call this a one-of-a-kind kind of movie.
It's a masterpiece. If you like Casablanca.
Oh, yeah.
Nightbeast.
Look at that font.
Look at that. This is a very low-budget sci-fi horror kind of killer slasher movie.
It was low budget.
Guess the budget of this movie.
I love this game. We haven't
I
done
know
this
you
in a
guys
while.
love this.
Okay. The
So
budget of this movie.
yeah,
82, right?
1982.
Okay.
I'll let you go. I'm gonna ride on your coattails.
I want to aim super low, but I feel like they got way more money and just didn't put it to good use. I'm going to say 200,000.
Wow. All right. Brian?
Really?
I might be aiming high. I'm going to change it. 50 grand.
Well, we can't do that now.
Oh.
No, okay. You
Right.
want to
Yeah.
change it? 50,000?
Yeah, 50,000.
Yeah, okay. Brian?
So taking in consideration, without going on and on, some things that we talked about in this movie, not a whole lot of different sets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? Kind of seems to be. God, that door opened up. It scared the shit out of me. I thought it was the goddamn beast. It is. It's a kitty beast. Yeah, lots of shots in the same field. Some really crazy special effects. Pretty cool practical effects, I think. I'm gonna say. What'd you say? 20? You said 50. I'm
50.
actually gonna say 10. 10,000.
14.
Damn.
$14.
$14.
I was actually about to be like, "Fuck yeah."
14 grand. 14 grand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
got it.
so
What,
this movie...
what does he win?
I think I win that movie.
Oh, okay. That's how that
Isn't
goes.
that how this works?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding. I won't take it.
you get some green M&Ms and a copy of Troll 2. So this movie starts with an awesome kind of old... I don't know, what do you call those effects? The ship flying through space,
It's
and
like
it just
old
looks...
school Star Trek
It looks really terrible.
kind of thing.
I don't know a whole lot on this stuff, but I think technically it's like you're taking like a painting and you're imposing images on top of it.
And you're just like moving them. Yeah, like you got one glass here, and then you're moving another one. Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
They
I
could
don't
have
know.
done it that
Don't quote me.
way or actually cut into the film itself. That's an old technique that they would do. They would actually cut into the film that they filmed.
Nice.
added in.
So we see this ship flying through space, goes past Jupiter,
So fast.
and sometimes when you're seeing the front of it, I thought it looked kind of like a painted shoe. Like, it looked a little bit like, yeah, it looked
Especially
like a
when it's
shoe.
showing like the
yeah,
tip
when
of
it's
it.
showing the end of it, it looked like a shoe.
Oh my god!
But and then we have this
Like
like
a Nike commercial.
miniature, yeah, this miniature actually crashes and knocks over the little miniature trees, and
I was so happy to see that. I love when movies use miniatures. I think it's great.
and yeah, and then we get this somebody. It's like they built this like this wooden shape, sort of like a ship, and put like aluminum foil on it and then
Yeah.
set it on fire. It kind of had a few explosions.
A few,
Like-
yeah.
Some long
That lasted for a long time, and we're introduced to some campers. Who one of them? They're all asleep outside. One of them just so happens to still be awake, I guess, and he witnesses the thing. And the funny thing about this scene, you see him like, holy bejesus, like it's happening right in front of his fucking eyes.
It's just so
sitting there,
it's
just
so
staring.
fast. It crashes and then it goes right to the guy's face. It goes, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well, because
It's
we're
so
supposed to
fast.
assume it was so fast.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, and the way that we see it, it's not that bad.
And the other two people are still asleep.
Still asleep, so he's trying to rouse him awake. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, these guys are just like
they're
everybody
just
wants to
camping
help
out
the
in
cops.
woods.
yeah, these guys at the beginning are just like, "What was that? It looked like a plane crash," and they go out.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the blue flannel guy was.
They all look the same.
Everybody's got the flannel.
Yeah,
Everybody's
everybody's
got the-
flanneled.
God, I wish I'd have known. I could have wore flannel.
Could have too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they. Well, let's go ahead and start introducing ourselves to the police officers and stuff, though.
Well, no.
What? What am I missing?
Well, the beast shows up.
Beast just starts
Killing.
killing. No reason.
We
Not saying,
gotta
hey.
we gotta introduce the beast.
Yeah. Beast didn't even say, hey, what's going on, guys? I crashed. No, he just starts murdering
He
people.
gets out and he has his laser gun and starts shooting.
Which I'm confused about this
So
gun.
awesome.
Is there settings on this gun to where they get vaporized or it just explodes?
There were some that turned into what looked like pizza sauce and little pepperonis.
Yeah.
And then there were some that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Pizza sauce
it
and
not?
pepperoni.
It
yeah,
looked just like a big blob.
Yeah, the red blob on
I
it.
missed that. I just
Yeah.
saw people turn into body-shaped piles of ashes. Yeah.
There's a little pizza pie.
So now so this happened. One of the guys runs to the cops, the police station.
Yeah.
And now, Brian, tell us about your
Well,
favorite cop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I was jumping the gun. I was really excited. This dude just looks like you want to pet him. He looks like a mixture between like a fucking golden doodle and
Bob Ross.
I wouldn't
yeah,
give
that's
him that-
actually a good kind
really?
of comparison. Yeah.
Huh.
And a little Adrian Brody in there,
Yeah.
you know? Anyway, I really like this guy. He's our cop. That's it. He's our
What's his name? Dave?
Jake Cinder.
Jake
Yeah,
Cinder?
Cinder.
Cinder.
Just like his hair.
Isn't that the guy in
Small town
Killer
cop.
Instinct?
Possibly.
Cinder wins. You know?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was awesome. This guy is cooler, though.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. So we've got the police. They are now aware of God, I'm mixing up shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I have a confession to
Dude.
make. So right before you guys got here, I was watching Nightcrawler. Okay. And in Nightcrawler, is that scene where he goes and investigates and there's like a plane crash and 5 dead bodies and stuff. So I was just about to say there's a plane crash, 5 dead bodies. That's not it. This is a spaceship and a
Spaceship.
beast.
There are some bodies. Most of them get vaporized.
Yeah.
Most are vaporized.
So the beast is out in the woods. It has killed a couple of these dudes that were camping.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have the police run out. They call up everybody, crew. You get all the deputies. Call the deputy chick out of bed.
Oh, yeah. This townsperson's like, I'll round up some people.
Yeah,
and
they
bring 'em
round up the posse
Yeah.
because that's what you do in a small town America. You round up the posse.
Yeah.
Everybody, you got cops, you got flannel. Everybody runs into the woods, and I love this. This is one of the best parts of the whole movie. Is we see monsters a lot, and it's generally claws, which just does he does do the claws ripping and all that stuff. But at the beginning, he's got the gun. And it's just this awesome scene of them just rolling and dodging and shooting their guns at this thing. And they never even show any kind of, he doesn't even react to guns. He's just
Exactly.
there. And it's always in this, this fight, he's always in the same pose. this guy, and in his silver, it looks like a silver suit, and he's just shooting this blaster.
Fucking rapidly.
That's why I was
like,
so confused this whole time. Like, are they just all that bad a shot? And then finally,
We thought at first, no, it is hitting him. It just has no effect.
They finally confirmed it like later on in the movie.
But it's such a funny scene of guys running and jumping away, and then they get hit with the red blaster bolts, and they vaporize, and then you see the body-shaped pile of ashes on the ground.
I love the one dude that actually snuck up on him.
Yeah,
if you called it sneaking up on him.
What did he hit him? Did he hit him with a stick?
Yeah,
or
it was
a
a stick.
Yeah, just.
And then he turns around with his claws and rips his face off.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of you're led to. At least I was sort of. This isn't knocking it or anything, but it is really cheesy looking, and you can just tell though that like the amount of time they spent on these lasers during the scene that you're talking about, they're all rolling around playing fucking G.I. Joe and shit. And they got to be like, God damn, this looks good. Like we got to do more. But yeah, it's humorous because they're just hiding behind logs and branches and stuff, and there's scenes where they're like running away, but they're not. There's not even an attempt to like
dodge,
crawl. You know what I mean? It shows we've already been through that.
Casually walking
now
down
they're
the
trying
trail.
to get away, and it's just like, just upright, and you see these lasers just boop, 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 flying past their heads. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then we go into what next?
So the sheriff wants to bring in. He wants to get. Obviously, the smart thing to do would be we need the military. We need help. We can't handle this. But before he does that, he calls him Perkins, the ultimate sharpshooter, which I think was supposed to be World War II. Old guy with a hat. They go out and attack. They attack him again. They attack the Nightbeast again. And they're like, shoot him or shoot the gun. No, shoot the gun first. So they're fighting, and Perkins is able to, the oldest guy is able to, like, he gets in close so he can get his rifle up, and he does end up shooting the gun out of his hand.
He does.
So no more laser blaster fun. Yeah, his son gets vaporized. And then he's just sitting there sobbing over, like,
Jimmy
Perkins.
Little Jimmy. Old Jimmy Perkins.
God. See, I was really hoping, I was telling these guys that I wanted this to turn into like a fucking Cobra situation, Stallone. And it kind of made that scene even better when it was the complete opposite.
Oh, Drago.
Because they come right. Oh, no, not Drago. Drago's a little bitch. The car pulls up and they're all in the back. You see the old guy and from the second you see this old man that's our
Perkins.
saving grace. He is going to save the town.
Killed 30 Nazis by himself.
Yeah. God, it's so funny. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say. So yeah, he shoots it out of his hand. The Nightbeast runs away. Jimmy's dead. Yeah, they run over and they pick up old boy, right? Because they bring him to the doctor. Isn't that the next part?
They do take the guy that had his face ripped off to the doctor.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really go anywhere, but it does kind of bring in two of the other main characters, which is the doctor lady and then the goofy doctor, Steven. So now the sheepdog, as you call him, the sheriff says, no, we got to get the big boys in here. We got to call the state police or whoever. We call the governor. We got to call the governor. He calls the mayor, and the mayor's supposed to call the governor, but the mayor doesn't want to do that. They go to the mayor's house, and the mayor's there with his like busty secretaries sitting at the pool. She's swimming. She's there just to get out of the pool in her swimsuit to bring him a drink, and yeah. And then he's like, I can't. It's that thing that always happens in these movies is, I can't do that. There's re-election coming up. I can't upset the town.
I got a party.
Yeah, they want to evacuate the town. Did you say that part? They want to evacuate the town, and the guy's like, oh, it's a party we can't. They're already on their way. I couldn't stop it even if I wanted to. They're on their way. Come on. I'll get back with you later. You go ahead and do your thing, get started. Then once the party's in the middle of it, I promise you, I'll get them all out of here. It's okay.
throwing a party for the governor. The governor's coming. We're gonna have a pool party for the governor.
What a lame fucking party, too. The governor and the mayor and the governor's fucking right-hand goon or whatever. It looked like they were just looking over like what was supposed to, like, in the future this will become like a potato garden. It was just like mounds of dirt. Yeah, I'm serious. Did you not notice that? It's like you see the pool, and everybody's like, dun, 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 you know, and having this really good fucking time. And then here's the goddamn mayor and the governor and this dude, and they're just standing in dirt.
Out of this movie, you're standing in dirt.
Well, we were talking about how like the women around the pool were probably refusing to be in the same shot with these old guys. Oh boy, do we get a surprise on that though, man. These women, they like them some golden doodle sheepdog sheriffs.
That's my favorite scene.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of hopping around.
Yeah,
so.
This movie, I'd say a wacky movie. This is a crazy movie.
It's one of those that I have like, and I'm totally calling myself out here. You're doing a great job. You're keeping pace. Like
Steel Trap.
There are some, that honestly I don't know if I don't know. Maybe my brain just doesn't operate correctly anymore. But like, there's some that you know enter this level of kind of like wackiness or something with me that I have a hard time like remembering what happened when. I just remember lasers, sheepdog sheriff, boobs, end, you know.
I mean, compared to fucking Wicked World, this is like
Don't you dare.
I mean, in following what's happening, you know what I mean? It's.
I think it's different.
I'm just saying, Wicked World's insane.
I like what you're saying. Wiki World.
Wiki World.
Welcome, kids, to Wiki World. Yeah, no, you're right. It is, and I think maybe it's because I am actually just an asshole, and like I can I'll remember anything if I can make fun of it. I don't really want to make fun of Nightbeast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, go right ahead. Keep the people on track.
But yeah, I mean, this movie is the Nightbeast running around killing people, and the sheriff trying to both get people out and then, you know, and try to take it out. But we kind of get into a lull kind of here in the middle where it's just sort of a lot of people kind of running around and things aren't happening. And then I just want to jump to this because this is this is probably the greatest sex scene I've ever seen. It's so the sheriff and the sheriff's deputy, the girl with the worst shag haircut I've ever seen in my life.
They're running from the beast.
They literally they roll up on it, they shoot at it in the street, and then just immediately start running in the woods.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, because they found a guy with his guts ripped out in the street.
Oh, that's right. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was, and then we saw another one too with the guy was
skipped
standing
over
there and
the
he was
meeting
pulling
of
the guts
Drago.
out.
Do what?
We skipped over the meeting.
Well,
of
we'll
Drago,
go back to Drago. Let's stick on this scene since we've already got it going. It's not like we need one to first. This is but let's talk about this scene.
Yeah.
We've got
boobs are greater than Drago.
well. This scene is great not because of the boobs, which they're good, they're fine, they're good, but so we have the sheriff, this goofy, he's got the big curly hair, mustache, this awkward kind of. They have this awkward relationship, the sheriff and the deputy.
You just said awkward haircut.
Awkward,
both of
that
them
was
do.
what I was kind of thinking. Yeah. So he hurt his leg, and she's like, well, let's go back to my place, and she's like, I'm gonna have to take off your pants to do. He's like, and I thought he was gonna be like those fucking dorks in Nightmare Sisters, no, because he was kind of like that at first, right? And she's
got
like
the body type, the skinny
fat,
skinny fat,
Lurfy skinny fat, they call it, and she's like, and then so he's got his pants off. She puts a bandage on him, and then she's like, I gotta take a shower. And he's like, okay. And she just takes her shirt off. She's got no bra, just tits out. This is her boss, who honestly looked like he did not give a fuck at all. Like, he was just like,
I'll stay here.
she's like, you'll be here, just rest here a minute. and I'll be back. I mean, when a girl goes to take a shower, that's your signal, man. You get ready, like, and he fucking falls asleep.
His leg was hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his leg
was hurt.
He was running from the Nightbeast all day. He's tired.
But he wakes up. He wakes up.
Totally sarcastic because whenever this dude hurts his leg,
Yeah,
he's like walking over.
Steps on this branch.
Yeah, it's like he clearly wasn't. He was holding it like he's hurt. Nothing else he was doing would ever lead you to believe that his leg was hurt.
Yeah.
But you put a naked woman in front of him, and he's just fucking lights out. He's ready for a nap.
he wakes up. She wakes him up. She's in a towel. And she's like, I don't know. It's like, I really like you.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
like-
it just cuts.
He's like, me too.
Yeah, I didn't think of this before, but now I am thinking of this after he saw the tits. Because he's like, I didn't think of you like that before. And then now he does.
He didn't know what she was hiding in that
Yeah.
uniform.
I mean, yeah,
I could see that.
everything.
He was just like, "You're a very beautiful woman."
He said that because he saw tits.
He's like, can I get my shirt off?
Yeah.
She's like, as long as I get my towel off.
Yeah.
What makes this scene so good is
I don't know if we're not selling it. I laughed so hard my
I
face
was
hurt.
crying.
yes, this
We were-
was,
yeah,
this
we were
was an
crying.
extremely funny scene.
It's the most
and-
awkward sex
and
scene
there
you've
is
ever seen.
no
in my life.
nice way to put
Should
it.
we reenact
Okay,
it?
both of these both of these folks are on the wrong side of their age.
They're
and-
not very attractive.
and it is the weirdest mashup.
That dude's ass.
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah.
It's just this.
Like when they're standing there, like her back is to the camera, and then he's like standing there, and you can kind of see like hint of ass.
Yeah.
And they're just like his like fucking flabby long arms are like around her, and he's just like he's so much taller than her. It just looks. It was so fucking weird.
It's
It was
like
so
the
funny.
back and forth shot of them just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Like,
Just him just standing there with like his fucking like his like 3 nipple hairs, just looking at her, and then it goes to her staying there naked, and then back to him staying there naked.
it's almost like you have to wonder if they were just like, should we do like? Do I really want to do this?
There is.
It was just so out of. It was like they were
you're
making
right.
the
It was
movie.
completely out
It
of
was
place.
like. It was like, no, the director's like, we have to have nudity, we have to have a sex scene. Who's it gonna be? Not the busty girl at the governor. I mean the mayor. Not her. We'll have fucking
And then they
Lurch and Greta. I don't know.
they alluded. So you want to talk about Gorgonzola?
Oh,
whatever.
Drago.
Yeah,
Gorgonzola.
Drago drives up.
Well, I was gonna say so earlier. Okay. Drago is this asshole on a motorcycle.
He just shows up for
who
no
has
reason out of nowhere.
Absolutely no plot. This motherfucker is a dick. He hates the police.
That's
the police hate him, and that's fucking it. We get these little mini series, these little mini adventures of Dragos.
The cops are out in the woods because they're just all these people have just been murdered, and they've just been out there investigating it. And he literally drives his like fucking like Kawasaki like street bike up into the woods and just like pulls up out of nowhere, and he's like,
Hey, fuck you."
Yeah, eat shit and die." Like, it's like,
Hey, Cinder, what brings you way out here away from your cozy little office?
Keep moving, Drago, before I run you in for disturbing the peace.
Hey, I'm scared to death. A big, tough sheriff might just try to take me off my bike. Huh? What about it, Cinder? You gonna take me off my bike?
Stay out of my way, Drago.
I mean, it's absolutely.
The cop's like, get out of here.
So I wanted to discuss the scene because, while we're on the topic of nudity, let's go ahead and reel all this in because there's one other, opportunity at nudity. I feel like they made the right choice because our first opportunity at nudity is Drago and his kind of wannabe girlfriend.
Yeah.
One of the guys that's helping the cops now and stuff, he's been seeing her. Drago finds out about it, goes in. It's kind of it's not a very believable beat up scene, but sexual assault kind of shit and stuff like that, and then
Just tears
Buffeting
the dress.
her
Yeah.
around the head and shoulders.
yeah,
Vigorously.
and then. Oh God, I feel like such a dick for
Cop in
everything that's
him
about to come out of my
comes
mouth.
up. Say it,
Like,
say it.
I like to believe that if I was in a situation like that, I don't.
Go,
okay,
go.
okay,
Say it.
listen.
Yeah, go for
She
it.
gets the shit beat out of her. He leaves, and then she's like, and she gets naked.
Yeah.
And then she starts putting on clothes, but it's not just like getting ready to go.
she
It's not
does-
just packing her things.
She
It's-
doesn't put on clothes till Sheepdog and the dude comes up. It's like, hey, pack your stuff. You got to get out of here. And they just leave her.
Is she
and
really
then-
naked that whole time?
Yes, because the boyfriend runs in. The Sheepdog's still outside in the car waiting.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And Drago is
He's
hiding in
outside,
the bushes
yeah,
on
just
his
watching.
motorcycle 50 feet away. Anyway, I was just going to point out, with unnecessary scenes and stuff from the director, like we have to do this, we have to do this. I feel like he was still trying to be like kind of like sexy with this scene, even though we just witnessed her like get the shit beat out of her. So
Yeah.
it's like, she turns around and pulls the jeans up, then she puts on
Yeah, it was
the
this
shirt and ties it.
Ties
to leave
it,
the
out.
edge
doesn't
out.
button it.
Yeah.
Out of place.
it's just like, what? So
of
I'm
place.
glad that out of our two options of nudity, that we got the one. She might not have been as good looking, but she had less bruises. If that says anything.
You don't want to see the bruises.
You don't want
Yeah.
to see those bruises.
That's why you got to learn to not leave bruises. Maybe I'll edit that out. What is this doing to us?
He is such a night beast. He's a bad boy in the streets, and a night beast in the sheets. Anyway, okay, so we got our nudity talk out of the way. At the doctor's office.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
let's that scene is great. So the doctor's office is in this big house, and the night beast shows up, kills a bunch of people, and then you've got they run back and forth, whatever. But there's
Were they together?
awesome scene is the older doctor lady and then the younger goofy Dr. Steven. They end up they go and they show up there, they see everybody dead. The night beast is there. They run down into the basement and they're hiding in the basement. Longest scene ever of this guy walking up the stairs to look. He had just come down the stairs, but like he's investigating the room he's in. He's like, it's like me looking at that wall going very slowly. And anyway, they come. So he's like, as soon as he sticks his face out, the fucking night beast, the big fucking gnarly teeth is right there, and he literally just kind of like he just goes like, closes the door, calmly walks down the stairs, like night beast is up there, whatever the fuck they say, and she's like, oh, okay, and they just. And then you got this thing where like the night beast comes down the stairs.
Oh, he destroys the door.
Oh
first.
yeah. He. This was great. Like they show a claw go toward the door. They don't see it impact. They cut away, and then they shows the stairs looking up. You don't actually see the door, and then they're just throwing boards down the stairs.
Yep.
Just pieces of wood. They're just
They weren't the
chucking
same
down.
color.
Yeah, it was just like. You got any wood handy? Let's just get whatever you can. And then
Yes,
there's-
yeah. Well, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were meaning something else. I was half-ass expecting one of them to run up and like grab a piece. We'll get like a stabbing scene,
Right.
You know what I mean?
So this basement's really small. It's like the size of this. It's like a bedroom with stairs, and they're just over by the stairs, like over to the side. And then the night beast comes down, and it's like he's right there, but they got to make. They're trying to act like that it's this big.
room.
It's not though. It's obviously not. And so as soon as you see the night beast come down, like he gets up and he's like sneaking behind it, and it literally would
takes
have to
his
be.
time.
It would have to be 2 feet right there.
Yeah.
So he goes over, and he had looked at like, okay, I got an electrical outlet. There's a dryer or the clothes dryer. There's
some
some
water.
water jug. Okay. okay, what do I do? He pulls the cord out. The Nightbeast is literally 3 feet away. He pulls the cord out of the thing. He like takes all the wires out. He lays it very gently down on the floor, right in front of the stairs.
And he runs water out of the sink.
He runs over. He gets the jug, and he's like fills it up, pours it out. He goes back.
Nightbeast does not hear any of this.
It's right there. He fills up. He goes again. He 3 times. Three times. On the 3rd time, the woman comes out and runs behind him, and that's when the Nightbeast
Yeah.
And right as the Nightbeast comes over, he plugs the wire into the cord into the wall and electrocutes it. And then the Nightbeast just sort of like it's like he's dancing.
It looks like they threw
like a rave.
those firecrackers that come with
yeah.
like 10 on each side or
Yeah.
something. It just looks like they just had like a few of those laid on the ground. Now they did, kind of like the strobe light sort of effect, or it would, kind of look up. Yeah, I mean, it just looked like. Did you say rave?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looked like. I thought that was actually kind of cool looking, though, the lights. In no way at all is this a believable electrocution, though. I mean, but anyway, where it worked.
The Nightbeast just runs
off.
up the stairs, and it's that whole water jug thing, though.
Oh, it was ridiculous. And it was part of the humor in that is it's almost like, the gags and shit they use in like Family Guy. It's the repetition. It's like, okay, he's dumping water into the bucket. Of course, like,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course
he went
can
back
hear
for
that.
seconds.
Third.
Yeah,
he
third
did
time.
3.
Yeah.
And that is kind of, I think, what makes it funny is the repetition of it, of like, oh my God. Because this whole time, they're keeping you on the edge of your seat by flashing back to Nightbeast, just like, not even an attempt at like moving past anything. Maybe I don't know, just nothing. No attempt to make it feel like a larger room. They're just really working within their.
So why did the
Balls.
old lady even get up from that point to run across to do that?
I don't really know, actually. I mean, did he see her? Did the Nightbeast see
Maybe
her?
that's
Well,
what it was.
no.
Well, that's when he did turn around. It
Yeah,
was
he
right
turned
at
around
that
when she
moment,
got up
but
and ran.
I don't know. So
There's a lot of stupid decisions made. In this.
So we also have a scene where we've got the mayor. Oh yeah, the party's ruined. They show up. The cops show up to the party. They're, what? You still having the party?
Yeah.
And one guy shoots his gun in the air and he tells everybody there's poison gas. There's
Yeah.
poison gas is leaked, and everybody just immediately like
I'm out.
dashes.
Into the woods.
It's like it's like 5 seconds. Everybody disappears except the mayor going, you destroyed my party. So they're clearing out the town, and then they come back to the mayor, and they think that the mayor's left, but he isn't. The doctor there, Steven, goes down, and the mayor is just completely drunk.
Oh yeah.
He's
Passed
like
out.
passing out on the couch, and then his main squeeze
Yeah.
is really drunk, and she's coming on to him, and let's have a party. Hi, you bring everybody else. We'll have a party.
Doctor shows up. Doctor's coat doctor
Steven.
guy. Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
He shows up and he's trying to save them and get their drunk asses out of there. But he calls Sheepdog and he's like, "Hey, look, they're just not having it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay,
We'll be there.
yeah, we'll take care of it. Get the fuck out of there." Now we're kind of gearing towards our end, right? Yeah.
Nightbeast shows up, kills both their asses,
Yep.
pulls his head off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that's great. One of the funnier prosthetic heads or masks or whatever the fuck it was that we've seen in a while. That was good.
And then I like it after he pulls the head off, then it cuts back to where the head is laying, it's kind of up from the body, and the guy's arm is there, and it's like twitching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That was pretty fun. Oh, there's a scene where he tears the black guy's arm off.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
one hand swipe.
He's like reaches out this car and then he just like goes like that. And his arm falls down. And I almost thought like you said, oh, we have the one black person in the movie, and I was thinking like, did they just happen to have a black arm and they were the prosthetic arm and they're like, well, I guess we'll get a black guy for the part. It's like we're matching the color of the arm.
Yeah, it could be. And we
So
mean that,
low
and
budget.
we mean that in the best regard. Like we were talking about, like you have to have a sex scene. Like, oh, you have to have a black guy.
Right. And I'm just thinking, okay, like if their budget is so small, because they did a lot with this with the money they had. I think they really did a lot with it. But I was just thinking like, okay, we have one fake arm and it's black, so okay.
Yeah. I wonder if they went the alternate route first and then decided to make the better decision. I'm just imagining if someone was painted up in blackface or something, they're like, "Nah, we can't do this." Does it look real? Is this?
I thought you meant maybe they had already hired the black guy, but then they were like, oh, the arm is white. So we have to paint the arm, which actually might be what happened.
Yeah, it very well could be. Yeah. Anyway, so you know, if you guys want to, we can go ahead and start getting a little bit more.
Let's just go to the end.
Yeah, let's go to the end here. So
One dude.
One dude has this amazing idea, and it's funny because you're sitting here in the entire movie and you're thinking like, God, I wish someone would have a good idea on how to kill this thing, and then all of a sudden this guy's like, hey, why don't we try electrocuting it?
Fucking Steven is standing right there and never says, oh, well, I did that. He never says anything.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, you're going to electrocute it.
Okay.
So they're going to steal, or not steal necessarily, I don't really know where they got it, but they got a power cell that can charge up to 30,000 volts, and they're going to connect these wires between these trees and this little old lady's yard, and, they're going to... did they distract him or so? How was it exactly?
They were just sort of wandering around
Yeah,
they're
you're
just
right.
with
There was
guns.
really nothing.
until he shows up and starts killing people.
Yeah, one of the guys dies.
Kills Steven.
The little old lady. Was it Steven that died?
Steven dies first, and the old lady loses her mind.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Runs out there.
Yeah.
Because I think that those two were fucking.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, this secretary girl came on to him, and he did not.
Yeah, he was like, "No, I ain't acknowledging that kiss one bit."
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He's
You know what I just realized I said earlier?
What?
I talked about Nightcrawler in this movie in the same sense. Like I'm getting them confused. That's like a sin. So I just want
confusing Nightbeast and Nightcrawler, because this is a much better movie than Nightcrawler. I mean, I understand.
It's apples and beasts.
So Steven dies. Old
Steven
lady's
dies.
trying
Old
to.
lady's pissed off.
Yeah, they're dragging the old lady up, and then you have this other dude that you've not seen throughout the whole entire movie until now.
Yeah,
he dies.
Another guy just shows up because we need to kill somebody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this scene, this end of the scene, because it's, you know, it's just like, why the fuck would that thing walk into that? And it reminded me of Nightmare Sisters when they all three of them will just walk into that net and get stuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's suddenly the Nightbeast is just in the fucking wires, and
He's like, throw the switch.
yeah,
when
the guy's
when
like
the
still
dude's
trying to.
holding
He's
it.
like, no, it's pulling loose. So the guy's still trying to string the wires.
Oh yeah, he kamikazes him.
Yeah, he's like, just do it, throw the switch, and he gets fried, and we see this like weird, funny fried skull with eyes popping out.
Yeah.
And like the mouth is all like
Gummed,
wide,
'cause
and it looked kind of
teeth.
like the zombie in Return of the Living Dead is like this wide, funny grin.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nightbeast does, you know, it gets all blue and electrocutes and explodes, and then there you go.
That's all it took.
No more Nightbeast.
No more Nightbeast. Yeah.
No more Nightbeast. Let's go to the scores.
Let's go to some scores.
Yeah, let me give my score.
Yeah, go for it.
I think this is a great movie. It's a very unique movie. I'm amazed with what they did with the amount of money they had. you know, it kind of felt a little slow at a couple points, but it was always stuff coming in, and especially that sex scene was so fucking funny. It was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while. I gotta I'll give this a 4.5. I can't quite give it a 5. Can't quite. I thought I was thinking I might, but just there are parts of it you're just kind of like, yeah. I give it 4.5 buckets of popcorn.
I think that's fair. Dragon died, by the way.
Drago.
Drago.
Get his name right.
He died, by the way.
He didn't die by the boy. Well, no, he did actually. Yeah.
He got shot in the back.
Oh yeah, but before that, there was like this 3-hour fight between them two.
Oh yeah, that was a very funny fight. Yeah, we didn't forget to mention that was a pretty good fight between two dudes.
Yeah, over
the
girl.
that died.
Yeah.
And then then Drago just goes crazy, decides to start killing people.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to kill the girl cop, choking her out, and then he jumps on the other cop and he's gonna shoot him or whatever.
Yeah.
He likes to strangle people.
Yeah,
That's
he just
his thing.
fucking lost it.
God.
He had enough.
I think this movie is extremely funny. God, I don't know.
You're struggling. Yeah, like you're struggling right now.
I don't really know what to give this one. I I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I think it's hysterical. You're all right. There's a few moments that kind of drag, but overall, I couldn't really say as far as dragging moments in movies go. I've certainly seen worse, and more like boring. I don't think this one was really necessarily boring.
It's no Gozu for you. It's no Gozu.
Yeah. I mean, no offense, but yeah. God, I don't know. I'm somewhere around the 4 or 4.5. When we were watching it, 4.5 is the grade that I was thinking in my head. So I'm going to stick with that. I mean, like I said, I think it's funny. The acting is delightfully awful. The script is stupid. The special effect or the practical effects, rather, both. The special effects and the practical effects are really on point if you want to see both a blast from the past and also kind of laugh at some really hokey looking stuff. I mean, this is, like we were saying as soon as the movie was over, the first thing I thought was, like, that is about as direct as it gets. Alien spaceship lands, alien starts killing people.
I love that. See,
Yeah, no,
I
I do
talk
too.
about that a lot.
Yeah.
Let's not get tied down on the details.
Yeah.
It's just an alien that wants to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
A small town. I love that.
Yeah, we don't need much more. I think if we tried to get much more with the acting that we were given, I think it would have came across more as just like bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4.5. I think that's a fair solid score for this one.
We don't need that scene where the like in Killer Sofa where the girl and the priest guy. Well, he was Jewish. What's a Jewish priest called?
I don't know.
The rabbi. The girl and the rabbi go to the library and they're on the computer or whatever looking up the ancient whatever thing and they talk about it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
They didn't have computers.
See,
so.
because this Nightbeast comes from Alpha Centauri, and then there's this ancient legend in this area where, out here in Maryland, there's this one monument, and
It crashes.
the
every
Native
1,000
Americans
years.
talked about this certain creature, this certain time of year would fucking fly by, and then this shit would happen.
See,
Like
that's
we
what
don't need
would
it.
happen if J.J. Abrams directed this,
Yeah.
but instead he did the music.
Thankfully, JJ was only did some of the music.
Yep.
He didn't get his filthy mitts on Nightbeast. And Patrick, your score.
I'm gonna give this a 4.5. The sex scene was my favorite part.
It's
Like,
just so fucking
it's
funny, man.
So amazing, so awkward. I was crying. I haven't cried at laughing in a long time. That was my favorite.
See
part.
it just. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're gonna just see it just for that, but everything else too. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I think this one it's a party movie. Have friends
totally.
over and just do your thing with it. There's tons of opportunities too for you to kind of riff over it and shit if you're into doing that. I don't know. Okay, so can I add something as to why this is kind of a hard decision for me? And one of the reasons I'm hesitant to say is I'm afraid it's going to come across the wrong way, and I totally get it because it sounds like a negative thing. Maybe it is. I just don't really know. But part of me is on the fence of like thinking, no, I'm going to I'm just not going to say anymore. I was going to say like, part of me just feels like the amount of hokiness and silliness and stuff like that is so run of the mill, but it's really not. I mean, I can't really think of many movies like this we've seen. I don't fucking know. It's a movie. I liked it. I don't know.
It's got to do the hokiness the right way.
It does.
There's a certain spice,
Spice.
and you only get it. It's a certain mix of bad acting, bad funding, bad directing. It's all got to come together in the right way.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I agree. I was just talking just for the sake of talking. Just in the back of my head, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know. But I mean, at the same point, it might just also be because we've watched so many of these at this point, too, where it's like maybe I'm like overthinking it. Or I'm like, well, what else have I given a 4.5? Is this up to par with that? I fucking enjoyed it. I'm just getting lost in my head about it. Nightbeast made me think a lot.
It's a thinking man's
movie.
Much more than fucking Nightcrawler.
Oh my god. No, yeah, 4.5. You're right. I was getting a little lost in my head there.
Now, you have referred to yourself as a night beast, I've heard.
Yes.
I keep in contact with all of your ex-girlfriends. And they've all told me the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
That you like to refer to yourself as a night beast.
No, and you make them refer to you as the Night Beast. Is this an intervention or something?
When I said Patrick, they were like, oh no. No.
They looked a little scared.
I mean,
when at least I'm not being called sheepdog.
I would rather be a sheepdog
Okay.
than a fucking night beast. So what do you do when you turn into the night beast?
This is what we're doing.
Not what we're doing. It's what you've been doing. The people deserve to know.
I normally just get out my laser gun. That's what he calls his penis. And start blasting away.
How many women have you blasted with your laser gun?
I've lost count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do disintegrate. So.
That's why I'm kind of amazed you've been in contact with these people. Yeah.
When we're not filming in here, this is actually a safe space for victims of the night beast.